Hey, all my YouTubers out there. Welcome to another episode of Gods of Orlea. Today we're going to be talking about NPCs and Whimsy in your campaign. Um, it's important, I think, to have NPCs that are engaging and interesting. In the Gods of Orlea campaign, I have a whole bunch of NPCs like all over the place, ranging from barmaids to innkeepers to common folk, blacksmiths, um, even NPCs that are actually participating in the campaign with the PC characters. Or I guess PC characters is redundant. PCs. Um, in the current campaign, there I have a dwarf named Boril, Golden Brew, and he is a cleric who is more into the intoxicating spirits as opposed to the religious spirits. He has come upon this group and sort of become part of them without them really kind of saying that it was okay for him to. He just sort of took up residence with them, which is great. And he's a fun character. Likes to drink a lot. So I have him, and I also have some folks that are a little more on the serious side, such as a Lithari named Reimer, and he is full Lithari, and he's also a blacksmith in a town named Arcadia, which my party just recently left. But his name was Reimer Onwell, and he and my Elf Lithari character hit it off, and they're the ones that kind of roam about. But he's this sort of like big, muscular guy, and I'll bring up a photo of him. You can see him. He's kind of right there. He is right there. He's this sort of big, burly, just yeah. But he's a really fun character. He can shift into wolf form. He can also mask his scent so others cannot find him. And his wolf that he can change into, his name is Shadow. Now he's really cool because there's two characters. Reimer is one character, and he has his own character sheet, which you can see there. And then Shadow is his wolf form, who's a black wolf, who also has a character sheet. So whenever I use this NPC, depending on where I'm using him, he's either in his sort of humanoid form or he's in his wolf form. Both are pretty powerful. They're both level 12s. Um, I also have a couple of other Lithari that come into this. But it's really important that your NPCs are kind of fun. I like to have my NPCs be fun. I have a lot of innkeepers that are kind of fun and whimsical. Um, and speaking of whimsy, I think it's important as GMs that we keep a sense of whimsy in our games, in our campaigns, because sometimes these sort of like really heavy campaigns they get a little long, because there's all this stuff going on, and it's every once in a while just interjecting it in there just a little bit. Where I like to put my whimsy is in my taverns and my inns. Uh, I have taverns and inns. I have, well, one's called the Slaughtered Lamb, and that's my homage to a movie. If you know the movie, you should comment it below. If not, I may reveal where it comes from in a later video. We also have the one of the more recent ones was the Melancholy Hamster. I think it's interesting and fun when you put a little bit of whimsy in your campaign, because sometimes, like I said, some of the it gets heavy, and you need to be able to laugh every once in a while. Um, And I have several, many, many, many others. Um, Another whimsical, fun thing that I've put into my campaign is a drink that's called Dragon's Milk. Dragon's Milk is a extremely high intoxicating shot, basically. It is milky white. You never find out what's actually in it, but it is on fire, and the character shoots it, and when it touches your tongue, it's really kind of cold, but when you swallow it, it gets hot. And then you can feel it kind of going all the way down your throat into your stomach, and then it starts to make your body feel warm. And then you have to do a roll to see uh, a constitution save to see if it actually affects you or not. And there's different degrees. It's, Baril, and he and one of my characters, Rohir, they both had a dragon's milk and failed their con saves. So eventually we find Baril naked in the square, singing at the top of his lungs. Rohir, who is this sort of really, he was this sort of really kind of introspective dwarf cleric, let his beard down and was doing all sorts of lewd, fun things in the square of Arcadia. So those are things. And then the other thing that I like to put in is I like to put games into the campaign. Um, one of my other characters likes to play games. Osric, his name is Osric. He likes to play games. So I put like tavern games in there so they can just sort of like blow some steam off. Hatchet throws or dice games. I'm big into dice games. Uh, and they can win some money that way or lose some money depending. Um, and of course, always, always have alcohol. I have it everywhere, especially with Baril. Baril carries flasks on him, so that's always available to them. So I think it's very important that your NPCs, not only do they help carry the story along, but I think they really need to sort of inject some fun into the campaign. And and I have NPCs who are very, very serious, um, and then I have some that are not, that are just there to have fun. Uh, they advance the story, but they're just fun. One of my let me see if I can find him. One of my guys that sort of his name is there he is, Coylin Onwell. You see him right there. I'll bring him up. Coylin is one of my NPCs that is like super dark, and I really want to have other characters that sort of balance that darkness out, and that's why I bring in those Barils and uh, Seamuses and things of that, those innkeepers and those fun characters, just to sort of balance that out. Because I mean, I have a lot of dark NPCs in this campaign because of the nature of it. So I think it's important that the fun has to be in there. So I use my NPCs and I use my Whimsy any chance I can get. The Lofty Unicorn was another in. Just anyway, it doesn't have to be big. It's just little bitty things. Just sort of put it in the background, just as they pass by it. Maybe they just, oh, what does that sign say? And it's something silly. You know, but I think it's very important that as GMs that we really kind of put that whimsy into our campaigns, so that our players are not bogged down in the seriousness all the time. No, I mean, I've played with GMs that were very serious all the time, and the campaigns were fine. But I just love the GMs that put a little bit of whimsy in there just to make us laugh, really, and have a good time. So that's it for this episode, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me, and another episode will be coming soon. See you later.